Dr. Marcus Cole says some of the most dangerous meals for your brain are the ones labeled healthy. You eat oatmeal for breakfast, a turkey sandwich for lunch, and a grilled chicken salad for dinner, thinking you are protecting your heart. But what if those same meals are quietly raising your risk of a stroke? Doctors are now discovering that many popular low-fat, high-carb meals can spike blood sugar, inflame arteries, and make dangerous clots more likely to form. And the worst part? Millions of seniors eat these meals every single day without realizing the damage. Tonight, Dr. Marcus Cole reveals the healthy foods that may be putting you in danger, and the simple swaps that can help protect your brain and blood vessels starting immediately. Part 1. The 3 healthy meals that are quietly killing you. Let me start with a simple question. If you wanted to design a meal that maximized your risk of a stroke, what would it look like? It would be high in carbohydrates and very low in fat. It would contain processed vegetable oils and perhaps some fruit juice to feel virtuous. Now look at your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You are eating that exact meal 3 times per day. Meal 1. The heart-healthy breakfast oatmeal with skim milk, a glass of orange juice, a banana, and maybe a low-fat blueberry muffin. This is the most dangerous, healthy meal in America. Here is what happens inside your body when you eat it. Within 30 minutes, your blood glucose spikes through the roof. Your pancreas releases a flood of insulin. That insulin tells your body to produce something called plasminogen activator inhibitor 1, or PAI-1 for short. PAI-1 is a protein that stops your blood from dissolving clots naturally. Your body has a built-in clot-busting system called fibrinolysis. That system normally breaks down small clots after they form. But when PAI-1 levels are high, that breakdown system shuts down completely. Any tiny clot that forms in your legs, heart, or neck arteries now stays there. That clot grows larger over time. Eventually, it breaks loose and travels to your brain. That is exactly what an ischemic stroke is, and it is directly linked to what you eat for breakfast. Now, oatmeal does contain beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that can lower LDL cholesterol. But here is what the oatmeal companies do not advertise. The benefit of that fiber is completely wiped out by the blood sugar spike. This is especially true for processed instant oatmeal. A single packet of instant oatmeal already has 12 grams of sugar. Then you add the sugar from your heart-healthy orange juice. Then you add the sugar from that low-fat muffin. You are eating a bowl of sugar with a tiny sprinkle of fiber on top. Adding skim milk makes everything worse. Removing the fat makes the sugar absorb even faster into your bloodstream. Fat actually slows down glucose absorption. Without fat, you get a pure sugar hit straight into your veins. One study published in the journal Stroke followed over 5,000 seniors for 10 years. Those who ate a high-carb, low-fat breakfast had a 47% higher risk of stroke. That is, compared to those who ate a breakfast with protein and fat. All of that damage comes from breakfast alone. Here is what you should eat instead. Eggs cooked in butter or olive oil. Full-fat Greek yogurt with a handful of walnuts. Leftover vegetables sautéed in coconut oil. If you really want oatmeal, make it steel-cut and cook it yourself. Add nuts, full-fat milk, or a scoop of protein powder. No juice, no low-fat muffins, and no instant packets ever again. Meal 2. The lean turkey sandwich. Whole wheat bread with low-sodium turkey breast and fat-free cheese. Mustard on top with a side of pretzels or baked chips. And a diet soda to wash it all down. You have been eating this for lunch for 20 years. Your doctor told you to avoid red meat and saturated fat, but this sandwich is actually priming your arteries for a stroke. Let me explain why this healthy lunch is so dangerous. First, most whole wheat bread is a complete lie. Turn the package over and read the ingredients. The first ingredient is usually enriched wheat flour. That is white flour with a few vitamins sprayed back on. Then they add molasses or caramel color to make it look brown. Then they sprinkle some grains on top so it looks rustic and healthy. The fiber has been pulverized into nothing. This fake bread absorbs almost as fast as white sugar. Second, consider that low-fat turkey breast. When you remove fat from meat, you remove all the flavor. So food manufacturers add sodium instead. Lots and lots of sodium. A typical serving of low-fat deli turkey has 500 to 800 milligrams of sodium. That is just for a few slices of meat. High sodium intake raises your blood pressure dangerously. High blood pressure is the #1 cause of stroke. Not cholesterol, not saturated fat, but high blood pressure. Here is the math for this single, healthy lunch. The turkey sandwich has 800 milligrams of sodium. The pretzels on the side add another 400 milligrams. The fat-free cheese adds 300 milligrams. The whole wheat bread adds another 300 milligrams. Your total for one meal is 1,800 milligrams of sodium. The American Heart Association recommends less than 1,500 milligrams for an entire day. You just exceeded your daily limit before 1 p.m. But here is what nobody tells you about sodium and stroke. It is not just about blood pressure. High sodium damages the lining of your blood vessels directly. That damage attracts inflammatory cells to the site. Those inflammatory cells create plaque inside your arteries. That plaque eventually ruptures. That rupture causes a clot to form. That clot travels straight to your brain. That is how a lunch sandwich gives you a stroke. Now let me tell you about that diet soda you are drinking. Artificial sweeteners change your gut bacteria in terrible ways. Certain gut bacteria produce a chemical called trimethylamine N-oxide, or TMAO. Every major study on TMAO shows it directly increases stroke risk. TMAO makes your blood more likely to clot for hours after you eat. One study from the Cleveland Clinic found something shocking. People with the highest TMAO levels had a 62% higher risk of stroke. Here is what you should eat instead of this dangerous sandwich. Make an open-faced sandwich on sourdough or rye bread. Those breads have a lower glycemic index than whole wheat. Use real roasted turkey, not processed deli slices. Add full-fat cheese if you tolerate dairy. Mustard is fine, but watch the sodium content. Skip the pretzels and eat an apple instead. Have a handful of walnuts for healthy fat. Drink water, sparkling water, or unsweetened tea. No diet soda, ever. Meal 3. The healthy green smoothie bowl. This one breaks my heart because I see seniors making it every single morning. They think they are being so good and so healthy. The smoothie bowl looks like a bowl of vibrant green health. In reality, it is a stroke on a spoon. Here is what goes into this disaster. Spinach, banana, mango, and almond milk. A scoop of plant-based protein powder, topped with granola and sweetened coconut flakes. Let me explain why this smoothie bowl is so dangerous. First, look at the sugar content. A typical smoothie bowl has 50 to 80 grams of sugar. That is the same as drinking 2 cans of Coca-Cola. Yes, it is fruit sugar and not table sugar, but your liver does not care about that distinction at all. Fructose is processed almost entirely by your liver, not your whole body. When you eat whole fruit, the fiber slows down absorption significantly. Your liver handles the fructose slowly over several hours. When you blend fruit into a smoothie, you pulverize that protective fiber. The fructose hits your liver all at once like a freight train. Your liver turns that excess fructose directly into fat. That fat builds up inside your own liver cells. That condition is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Here is the link to stroke risk that your doctor may not know. A fatty liver produces more PAI-1, the clot-stopping protein I mentioned earlier. More PAI-1 means less natural clot breakdown in your body. Less clot breakdown means higher stroke risk. You are drinking a stroke risk through a straw every morning. Second, look at that granola topping. Most commercial granola is just candy in disguise. It contains sugar, vegetable oil, and dried fruit. Dried fruit is even more concentrated in sugar than fresh fruit. A half cup of commercial granola has 15 to 20 grams of sugar. That is another 4 to 5 teaspoons on top of your smoothie. Third, those coconut flakes are usually sweetened with added sugar. Unsweetened coconut is fine, but sweetened coconut is not. You are eating 80 grams of sugar for breakfast. Your blood sugar spikes dangerously high. Your insulin spikes right along with it. Your PAI-1 spikes and stops your clot-busting system. Your liver gets flooded with fructose and turns it into fat. Your arteries become inflamed from all of this chaos. and you genuinely believe you are being healthy. That is the cruelest trick of all. Here is what you should eat instead of this smoothie bowl disaster. Eat whole fruit with the fiber intact. 1 apple, a handful of berries, or a small orange. Chew your fruit slowly and let the fiber fill you up. The antioxidants will work gradually as nature intended. If you absolutely want a smoothie, make it at home with strict rules. Use 1 handful of leafy greens like spinach or kale. Use only half a cup of low-sugar berries like blueberries or raspberries. Add 1 scoop of unsweetened protein powder. Use water or unsweetened almond milk as your liquid. No banana, no mango, no pineapple, and no fruit juice. No granola topping and no sweetened coconut. Drink your smoothie with a spoon and sip it over a full hour. That is a real smoothie, not a sugar bomb. Part 2. The 4 mechanisms that connect healthy foods to stroke. Before I show you what to eat instead, you need to understand the 4 mechanisms. When you understand how a stroke actually happens, you will never look at a healthy label the same way again. Mechanism 1. Blood sugar spikes. Every time you eat a high-carb, low-fat, low-protein meal, your blood sugar spikes dramatically. That spike triggers inflammation throughout your entire body. That inflammation damages the delicate walls of your arteries. Damaged artery walls attract plaque like a magnet. That plaque eventually ruptures and causes clots. Those clots cause strokes. One study of over 20,000 seniors found something important. Those with the highest blood sugar variability had a 41% higher risk of stroke. This was true even if their average blood sugar was normal. It is not just diabetics who need to worry. Anyone eating heart-healthy, high-carb meals is at risk. Mechanism 2. PAI-1. Overproduction. PAI-1 is your body's natural clot-blocking protein, and you need some of it to function properly. But when you eat high-carb, low-fat meals, your PAI-1 levels go through the roof. High PAI-1 means your body cannot break down small clots effectively. Those small clots grow larger over time. They travel through your bloodstream and block arteries in your brain. One study found that seniors with the highest PAI-1 levels had a 300% higher risk of stroke. That number is not a typo. 300%. Mechanism 3. Endothelial dysfunction. Your endothelium is the thin layer of cells lining all of your blood vessels. A healthy endothelium produces nitric oxide, which keeps your vessels flexible and open. Processed foods, vegetable oils, high blood sugar, and high sodium all damage your endothelium directly. Damaged endothelium stops producing nitric oxide almost completely. Your blood vessels become stiff and narrow. Your blood pressure rises dangerously. Clots form more easily on damaged surfaces. After a single high-carb, healthy meal, your endothelial function drops by 50% within 2 hours. It takes 6 to 8 hours to recover fully. If you eat 3 healthy meals per day, your endothelium never recovers at all. Mechanism 4. TMAO production. TMAO is produced by your gut bacteria when you eat certain problematic foods. These include artificial sweeteners, processed meats, and even eggs if you lack the right gut bacteria. High TMAO levels make your blood much more likely to clot on command. TMAO also increases plaque formation inside your arteries over time. One study found that people with the highest TMAO levels had a 62% higher risk of stroke. Here's the good news about TMAO. Your levels can be lowered significantly in just 2 weeks by changing what you eat. Part 3. The 4 meals that actually protect you from stroke. Now for the good news that will save your life. You can slash your stroke risk dramatically by eating real food. Nothing expensive, nothing fancy, and nothing from a box. Stroke protecting meal 1. The sardine plate. Open a can of sardines packed in water or olive oil. Mash them with half an avocado and a squeeze of fresh lemon. Spread the mixture on a piece of sourdough toast or cucumber slices. Add a handful of arugula on top for peppery crunch. Sardines are packed with omega-3 fatty acids called EPA and DHA. These omega-3s lower inflammation throughout your body. They reduce abnormal blood clotting significantly. They improve your endothelial function within hours. They also lower your triglycerides, which are dangerous blood fats. One study found that seniors who ate fatty fish twice per week had a 27% lower risk of stroke. Sardines are also one of the few foods naturally high in CoQ10, which protects your blood vessels from oxidative damage. Stroke protecting meal 2. The dark leafy green sauté. Sauté chopped kale, chard, or spinach in olive oil with fresh garlic. Add a splash of lemon juice at the end for brightness. Serve this alongside eggs, chicken, or beans for a complete meal. Dark leafy greens are rich in vitamin K, which does something amazing. Vitamin K directs calcium into your bones instead of your arteries. Less calcium in your arteries means less stiffness and more flexibility. Less stiffness means lower blood pressure naturally. Lower blood pressure means dramatically lower stroke risk. These greens are also high in dietary nitrates. Your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, the same molecule that keeps your blood vessels flexible and open. Stroke protecting meal 3. The berry and walnut bowl. Take a handful of raw walnuts and a handful of mixed berries. Fresh or frozen berries both work perfectly well. Add a few squares of dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. Eat them together as a snack or a simple dessert. Berries are packed with anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants. These compounds improve your endothelial function within hours of eating them. They also lower your blood pressure naturally without medication. One study found that seniors who ate berries 3 times per week had a 32% lower risk of stroke. Walnuts are the only nut with significant ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Walnuts also contain polyphenols that trigger autophagy, your body's cellular cleanup process that removes damaged proteins. Stroke protecting meal 4. The fermented vegetable side. Take 1 tablespoon of sauerkraut, kimchi, or real fermented pickles with 1 meal per day. Look for products in the refrigerated section with no vinegar added. Fermented foods feed your beneficial gut bacteria directly. Healthy gut bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that lower inflammation throughout your entire body, including your arteries. These good bacteria also reduce TMAO production by crowding out the harmful bacteria that produce it. You do not need a lot to get the benefit. 1 tablespoon per day is enough to change your gut microbiome within weeks. Within 2 weeks, your blood sugar stops spiking and your energy stabilizes. Within a month, your blood pressure begins to drop naturally. Within 2 months, your body stops fighting against your meals. Your brain has been waiting for you to figure this out. Eggs instead of oatmeal. Sardines instead of sandwiches. Water instead of diet soda. 1 grocery trip can change everything. See you in the next video.